Hello friends, welcome back. In this video we'll discuss about decision tree and it is an introductory video. So in decision tree what we can do, we have a data, we have a training data, and from the training data we have to construct a tree. Okay, and from the tree we can identify the class level of any unknown data. So this is what our input features. So we have to learn the data to create the model. After learning that, we have create this particular model. It is called a decision tree. And with the help of decision tree, suppose we have another unknown data where the roll number is 100 and marks is 68 and sports interested no and communication is good. Now we have to predict whether that particular person will get campus job or not. Now we can use this particular table. So sports interested no, so we have to, it is no, so we have to follow this particular path. After that, communication skill good, communication school good, yes. That means this is what our class level. So class level is yes. That means we can predict that he or she will get the job. So this is what our predicted output. Okay, so this is the root start of the, and these are the leaves. Okay, these are the leaf and these are the leaves, and in leaves we just put the class levels. These are in any table there must be two part, input features and the class level. So in this particular table, in the training data set, roll number, marks, sports interested, communication skill, these are called the input features, and this is what campus job, this is what our class level. Now this is nothing but our old data. From the old information we can create this particular table, and in this suppose new student enter into the college and the informations are say roll number 100, marks 68, sports interested no, communications is good. Now we can predict whether he or she will get campus job or not. Now classifying unknown data is simple once a decision tree has been constructed. So it is very simple. Once we have constructed, we can classify the data very easily. Now starting from the root node, we apply the test condition to the record. Now here we apply the test condition whether sports interested yes or no. If no, follow this particular path. If yes, follow this particular path. After that we select the next feature, whether communication skill is good or bad. If good, follow this particular path. If bad, follow this particular path. Okay, so starting from the root node, we apply the test condition to the record and follow the appropriate branch based on the value of the attribute. Now this will lead us either to another internal node, okay, another internal node. So from this internal to the another internal node. So the tree may be like that. Okay. So from this node to this node, or from feature 1 to feature 2, feature 2 to feature 3. So this will lead us either to another internal node for which a new test condition is applied, or to a leaf node. So here we test the condition, okay, and here we get the class level of the unknown data. The class level associated with the leaf node is the assigned to the record. So if it is yes, so since we have seen that sports interested no, okay, no, here it is no, then communication is good, follow this particular path, and the class level, the leaf node is yes, so hence we put this level here. Okay, similarly if another student is there 101 and say marks say 95%, sports interested no, and communication skill is bad. So sports interested no, follow this part, communication skill bad, okay, bad, follow this particular path. So for this student, the campus job, the predicted value is no. The predicted class level is no. Next, how to construct a decision tree. The main is what? In principle, there are exponentially many decision trees that can be constructed from a given set of attributes. Say we have attributes A1 and A2 and A1, A2, A3. That means what? We can starting with A1, then we can compare A2, okay, then we can compare A3. Similarly, we can start with A2, then we can use A1 and we can use A3 here. Here we can use A3, here we can use A1. Similarly, starting from A3, we can use A1, can use A2, here we can use A2, okay, here we can use A1. So only 3 attributes are there, we can construct 3 tree or more than 3 tree. So if say 10 attributes are there, so you can imagine how many trees are there, how many trees we can construct it. So few greedy methods are there to construct the decision tree. For example, Hunt's algorithm, so very popular algorithm. So Hunt's algorithm, and which is basis of algorithm like ID3. So this is the algorithm through which the another algorithm will develop. So ID3, C4.5, cart, etc. We can create this decision tree in using Hunt's algorithm, and you can see here we want to create a model to predict the applicant for a loan will repay the loan successfully or not. So we have a data, this is what our data, that old data where customer ID is there and postgraduate degree is there, yes or no, marital status single, married and divorce, income 120k, and repayment bad, no, repayment bad, yes. So bad repayment is what in this case, and in this case. You can select the postgraduate degree is there or not. So yes and no. So starting with the attribute, so if postgraduate degree yes, you can see postgraduate degree yes, yes, okay, yes, yes. So 3 yes are there, and you can see loan repayment bad, no, 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 and no. That means if it is the case, then the class will be no. Now if postgraduate degree no, in this situation no, 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 the class level it is sometime yes and sometime no. So class level it is sometime yes, sometime no. Now here you can see all the records belong to the same class, all the records belong to the no class, but here all the records are not belongs to the same class. So sometimes it is yes, sometimes it is no. That means we have to break here, we have to break that, we have to create, we have to insert another node. So what you can do, postgraduate, if it is yes, class label is no, it is fixed, and then you can say the marital status. So whether it is single or divorced or the married. Now we can see marital status. Now if it is no, okay, if it is no, you can, so you have to concentrate this part, particular part, single and divorce. So if it is single it is no, if it is divorce it is yes. So if it is single and divorce, then sometimes it is yes, sometimes it is no. But if it is married, you can see only the married part. So if it is married, okay, so married is there, married and married. If the postgraduate is no, should not take this one because here it is yes. So married 1, 2 and 3. If the postgraduate is no, if postgraduate is no, in all 3 cases the class level is what? No, no and no. So that means what? Every time if PG is no, if PG is no, postgraduate is no, marital status is married, then every time the class level is what? No. So that means what? We have to break this one. We have to break this particular part, because here we have seen all the records are not belong to the same class. So after that, if it is single and divorce, so here we can add another attribute, that is income. So if it is say more than 60,000, what happened? And if it is less than 60,000. So if it is less than 60,000, you can see the once again. If it is no, and if it is less than 60,000, it is 40, okay, and another is 45 and this 50. So always it is yes. So if it is less than 60,000, always it is yes, and if it is more than 60,000 income, it is no. Now if new customer came into the picture, suppose customer ID 11, postgraduate no, marital status say single, and income say 52,000. We want to predict the class level. Similarly, another customer, postgraduate no, it is married, and here it is 90,000. We want to know the class level. So we have to see this one, the final table. So postgraduate, so postgraduate is what? No. Postgraduate is no. We have to follow this particular path. Then is what? Then it is marital status. So marital status is what? Single. You have to follow this particular path. Then income is what? 52k. So you have to follow this particular path. So less than 60, that means what? Yes. That means his repayment is bad. So here the repayment should be bad. Okay. Or here it should be yes. Repayment is bad. Yes. Similarly, postgraduate no, follow this particular path. Married, follow this particular path. No. That means yes. Okay, that good. The repayment will be good, or it is no. Okay, so this is what simple explanation of the how we can construct a decision tree. Next, we'll discuss about design issues. Now, two issues are there. Question is, how should the training record be split? Okay, how to split this particular part. So here we split into the two. If it is binary, then yes, no problem. But if it is single, divorce and married, how we can split it? Here we keep together single and divorce and another branch for the married. So can we split like single and divorce married in this section? And how to how to select the attribute, or which attribute to select, and how to evaluate the tree. How to evaluate that? We have to break that node in this fashion. Okay, how to select? Here it should be less than greater than 60 and less than 60 or greater than 60. Why not less than 90 and greater than 90? So these are the issues we have to think. The next design issue is when the splitting the stop. So we can adapt two strategies. First strategy, all class levels are identical. So we have to split till all the class levels are identical. Here all the class levels are identical, but here it is not, it is mixed. So we have to split the tree nodes until all class levels are identical, or continuous expanding a node until either all the records belong to the same class. So these are two issues we have to think about that. Next is now characteristics of decision tree induction. Now it is a non-parametric. Okay, so the decision tree is non-parametric. Non-parametric means what? We don't need any parametric information. That means mean, median, mode, standard deviation, okay, or the population parameter. So no prior information of the probability distribution is required. So it is non-parametric. Second is what? Finding the best decision tree is NP complete problem. Okay, so it is NP complete problem. Third is what? Developing and using decision tree are inexpensive. So creating and using the decision tree is inexpensive. Third is what? Smaller sized decision trees are easy to use and interpret. So we have to keep the tree size small so that easily we can interpret the result. We can understand the result effectively. Next is what? Decision tree algorithms are robust to the presence of outliers. That means a data there. Okay, if outliers are there, then also decision tree can create the model and predict the class level for the unknown data. So it is robust, very robust. And finally, feature selection technique can be used to construct the tree and to reduce the size of the tree. So here we may use the pre-processing, okay, to construct the model. So here if you select the features, if you select the less features, we can restrict the tree size. Okay, and that means we can keep the tree size small. Splitting different attribute. Splitting different attributes. Now attributes may be binary, like attributes may be binary, say sports interested, yes and no, so it is a binary. Communication skill, good and bad, it is also binary. So if it is a binary, then we can say for example, say postgraduate degree is there or not, so yes and no. That means what? We can create two branches, one for yes, another for no. Similarly, if it is a nominal, the attribute is nominal. Nominal means what? If it is a categorical. For example, say the colors are there, red, okay, blue, green. That means for the color we have should be three branches, one for red, another for blue, and for green. Okay. Next, if it is a ordinal, ordinal means say some ranks are there, say small, medium, large, very, very large. So we can break the tree like this way, say size, small and medium this size, large and very large this side. Or we can break like this way, small, medium and large this side, very large this side. Or we can create like, say, small and medium this here, large and very large this side. You just remember one thing, while splitting the attribute we should keep the attribute order in proper way. So small always should be the lesser than the medium and small should be lesser than L should be lesser than very large, very large should be greater than L and SM. Similarly, if the data is continuous, for example, say age, so splitting criteria may be different. Say we may split like this way, okay, or we can split like this way, say age less than 5, age less than equal to 12, age less than equal to this one, okay, or age more than 18. So here we can apply discretization, okay, or concept hierarchy. So already we have discussed in previous video what is discretization and what is concept hierarchy. Next we will discuss advantages of and disadvantages of decision tree. Now there are many advantages to use of decision trees for classification. So first one was easy to use and efficient, and rule can be generated that are easy to interpret and understand. And third, they scale well for large database because the tree size is independent of the size of the database. So it is easy to use and rule can be generated. Suppose a tree like is that, suppose yes, no. Now from this particular tree we can construct a rule, we can generate a rule like if A is equal to true and B is equal to true, then output is what? Output is yes. Similarly, if A is equal to true and B is equal to false, then output is no. Similarly, if A is equal to false and C is equal to true, then yes, and finally A is equal to false and C is equal to false, then no. So like this way we can construct rules. These are called rules. We can construct rules from the decision tree, and the size of the tree is independent of the database. Clear? Next is disadvantages. Now the disadvantages is what? First one was difficult to handle continuous data. So already you know what is continuous data. Say age. Say age may be 0 to 100. So how to break? So anyhow we have to break it. We have to apply discretization. So already we have discussed the discretization. But what should be the breaking rule? How to break it? How many types splitting number? How many splits must be there? So it's a very difficult. Second problem is what? Handling missing data is difficult. Now missing data already you know. Suppose a roll number, name, age is there. Say roll number is there, name is there, but the age is not missing. Age is not there. So how to construct tree using this? So we cannot construct. Third is what? Correlation among the features in the database are ignored by the decision tree process. That means what? Unnecessary we accommodate attributes in the decision tree. If you remove the features, that means what? We can reduce the tree size as well as efficiently we can construct and use the decision tree. Next we'll talk about the issues of decision tree. Choosing splitting attribute. So first issue is what? Choosing splitting attribute. Which attribute to use for splitting attribute impacts the performance applying the build decision tree. Suppose let in a database A, B, C, D, 4 attributes are there. One, that means we have to select the which attribute to construct the decision tree. Whether we have to select ACD or ABC or ABD or all. So choosing splitting attribute is very important. Whether we have to select all the attributes or subset of the attribute. Ordering of attribute. Ordering of splitting attribute. Ordering means here we can see we have started with A attribute. The question is why? Why not start with B or why not start with C? So after A we are using C, B. Why not C? Or after A we have chosen C. So why not chosen B? So the ordering is also important. Next is split. The number of split is also important. We have size. So 3 different sizes are there: small, medium and large. The question is we have to split the 3. You have to create 3 branches or 2 branches is sufficient for that. And after, now let 2 branches are there. So we should keep small, medium this side, large this side, or small this side and medium, large this side. So the splitting attribute is very important. Similarly, if the age is there, so how to break this age? Suppose the age is in between 0 to 100. So how to break this age? Say 0 to 20, 20 to 40, or 0 to 40, 40 to 80, what? So which particular splitting format is appropriate for the tree? So it's very difficult to identify. Next is what? Tree height. Now to improve the performance of applying the tree for classification, a height balanced tree with the fewest level is desirable. So already we have seen in the data structure that the performance of the tree is dependent on the tree height. So if we increase the tree height, if the tree height is more, that means more number of comparisons are there. That means searching efficiency will be low. So if you can reduce the tree height, that means we can increase the efficiency of the tree. Next is stopping criteria. Stopping criteria. So the creation of the tree definitely stops when the training data are perfectly classified. There may be situations when stopping criteria would be desirable to prevent the creation of larger tree. Now there is a trade-off between accuracy and performance of the classification. Okay, so stopping criteria is important. Means say A1 to say A100 attributes are there. Question is how many attributes you have to select, okay, or in which order we have to split in which format, what should be the tree height, and when to stop the creation of the tree. Anyhow, we have to, so we cannot create a tree from A1 to A100. So it will be the large. So anyhow, we have to stop before that, so that we can maintain the tree height. Next is what? Size of the training data. Okay, training data size. So the structure of the decision tree created depends on the training data. So if the data size is low, there may be a bias problem. If the size is very large, then overfit problem may occur. Finally, we'll talk about the pruning. Once a tree is constructed, some modification to the tree may be needed to improve the performance of the tree during the classification. Okay, so during classification we may reduce some tree, or we may cut some particular part, or we can add some particular part, or we can readjust the tree or remodify the tree so that efficiently we can search any particular class level. This concept is called pruning. So in the next video we will discuss about ID3 algorithm in detail. And that is the end of this particular video. Thank you very much.